students to the video lecture series. I am Adil Mansoori from Civil Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So my dear students, in the previous video we were discussing about the solid waste management. Okay, so let us now continue with the next topic, that is collection frequency. Okay, so uh, talking about the residential areas, collection should be done every day or once in 2 days. And if I talk about collection from commercial areas, then it should be done daily basis. And if I talk about food waste, then maximum period should not exceed the normal time for the accumulation of waste to fill a container. Then the time for fresh garbage to be putrefied or emit foul odors, and the length of fly breeding cycle, which is less than 7 days. Okay, so these were the time where within which the collection of the garbage should be already taken place, right? So these are some of the pictures. Then talking about the transportation of solid waste, the waste is transported from the storage depot to the disposal site in tractors, trolleys, or ill-designed open trucks. Though it has been instructed by the law that the transportation must be done in closed containers only, the industrial waste must be transported separately and must be deposited in a safe way after suitable treatment. But it is not happening so. Any type of hazardous waste should be labeled and coded so that in case of an accident, the emergency services know how to handle the condition. Okay. Then talking about treatment of solid waste. So the waste has to be treated before disposal for the protection of environment, and in the treatment of biodegradable waste can be processed by composting, vermicomposting, anaerobic digestion, or any other appropriate biological processes for stabilization of waste. In any case, the solid waste should be reduced in quantity at source, segregated, and then carefully transported and economically treated before the final disposal. Okay, so let us move ahead. Next topic is energy recovery and disposal. So the most common method of energy recovery and disposal for non-hazardous solid waste are incineration, composting, and landfilling. Okay, the final disposal of waste should be done in such a way that it maintains or it remains a waste in actual sense. That is, nothing can be recovered out of it, or it could not be used anywhere. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram for waste to energy plant. Okay, so let us move ahead with the next topic, that is solid waste treatment. Okay, so there are several treatments which are carried out in order to treat the solid waste efficiently and make it hazardless, right, or make it safe for environment. So first one is the composting, then comes incineration, then comes landfilling, pyrolysis, and recycling. So we will be discussing each of them in detail. So let us start with the first one, that is the composting. So it is a process in which organic matter of solid waste is decomposed and converted to humus and mineral compounds. The compost at the end is used as a fertilizer. There are three different methods for composting. The first one is by trenching. Second one is known as by open window composting, and the third one is known as mechanical composting. Let us first start with the composting by trenches. So usually 3 to 12 meters long or 2 to 3 meter wide or 1 to 2 meter depth of trench is dug with a spacing of 2 meters. Dry wastes are filled up in 15 centimeter stack, and on the top of each layer 5 centimeter thick sandwiching layer of animal dung is sprayed in the semi-liquid form. Biological action starts in 2 to 3 days and decomposition then starts. This solid waste stabilize in 4 to 6 months and change into brown colored odorless powdery form, which is known as the humus. So let me show you the pictures. Clear? Next is open window composting. Okay, so you can see the first pictures. So large materials like broken glass, stones and plastic articles are first removed. Remaining solid waste is dumped on the ground in the form of piles or stacks of 0.6 meters to 1 meter of height, and the width and length of piles are usually 1 to 2 meters and 6 meters. Moisture content is maintained at 60% and temperature thus increases inside the pile, right? Then it is turned for cooling and aeration to avoid anaerobic decomposition, and this complete process usually takes 4 to 6 months. Okay, this complete process usually takes 4 to 6 weeks. So let us now start with the next topic, that is the mechanical composting. So unlike other composting methods like trenching, open trenching, or open window composting, this mechanical composting requires a less area, and the stabilization of waste takes 3 to 6 days. So the operations usually involved are reception of the refuse, segregation, shredding, stabilization, and making of the humus. Okay, so you can see the picture. Okay, students, so let us now move towards the next topic. So let's start with the incineration. So let me first show you the picture of incineration. Okay, so incineration is a waste treatment process that involves the combustion of organic substances contained in waste material. Incineration and other high temperature waste treatment systems are described as thermal treatments, and incineration of waste material converts waste into ash, flue gases, and heat. Okay, so incinerations are used for this process only. Now, important points regarding incineration are: supplying of the solid waste should be continuous, waste should be proper mixed with fuel for complete combustion, and temperature should not be less than 670 degree centigrade. Next, talking about its advantages, it's the most hygienic method. Complete destruction of the pathogens takes place. No odor nuisance. Heat generated may be used for steam power plant, and clinkers used or produced may be used for road constructions. Less space is required, and adverse weather conditions also has no effect on the incineration. Okay, then talking about the disadvantages: large initial expenses are there, care and attention required, otherwise incomplete combustion will take place, right, which will increase the air pollution, and residues required to dispose, which required more money, and lastly large number of vehicles required for transportation. Okay, so next is landfilling. So a landfill site is a site for the disposal of waste materials by burial and is the oldest form of waste treatment. Historically, landfills have been the most common methods for organized waste disposal and remain so in many places around the world. Right? Now, the dumping is done with the layers of 1 to 2 meters, and the layer is covered with the soil of 20 centimeter thickness. This is the picture for modern landfilling, right? Talking about the advantages, it is a simple method, no costly plants are required, no residues or byproducts need to be disposed of, no separation is required, unused land can also be used, and methane gas, which is produced with this process, can be used as a fuel, right? It does have several disadvantages, which include that it requires a large land, okay, large area of land is required. Then proper dumping site may not be available because there are chances that in the vicinity certain or in the nearby residential area is there, right? Then there is a odor nuisance, right? And use of insecticide is required, or otherwise there will be more insects and flies which will be generated. Leachate should be collected regularly, right? Leachate I have explained, it's a colored liquid. Then methane gas should be collected properly, and greenhouse gases problem also arises. Okay. So next is pyrolysis. So it is the heating of solid waste at a very high temperature in absence of air, which is usually carried out between 500 degrees centigrade to 1000 degrees centigrade. Gas, liquid, and chars are the main byproducts. Fine. Okay, students. So let us now start with the next one, that is the recycling. Okay. So recycling is a process to produce new products from the used material, right? It reduces the consumption of fresh raw materials and reduces energy usage, reduces air pollution, right, from incineration, and water pollution from landfilling, right? Now recycling is a key component of modern waste reduction and is the third component of the reduce, reuse, and recycle waste hierarchy. Okay. Recyclable materials include many kinds of glass, papers, metals, plastic, textiles, and electronics. Okay. Then, although similar in effect, the composting or other reuse of biodegradable waste such as food or garden waste is not typically considered for recycling. Okay. And materials to be recycled are either brought to a collection center or picked up from the curbside, then sorted, cleaned, and processed into new materials. Okay. So my dear students, this is the end of this particular module, that is solid waste management, and we will start with the next few topics in the next video.